Hello, survivors, and welcome to a mod spotlight. It's fantastic, Mr. Ghost here, and we're gonna cover the Nomad. Oops, sorry, not sorry. And so we're gonna head over here to town and mow some zombies down and go over this amazing mod by the mod dev I Don't Care, IDC for short. Let's get to it. Alright, well, I think Rect is jealous of me right now. He sees that I have this awesome vehicle here. So this is the Nomad, folks, and I am planning a playthrough with this right now, but I wanted to highlight it. So if anybody wants to jump on this thing, let me tell you, this is an amazing mod. It is so much fun. So I cheated this in. You don't start with it, so let me tell you, there's a big curve to get it. Now, there is a disclaimer. I gotta mention it right away, and that is, do not install. There's 3 mods. Nomad is the main mod. Then there's Quartz, and then there's a core, IDC core. Do not install the mods if you have existing saves. Just be mindful that this will not, you can't just insert this into a save. I think the storage on your save could get broken. I haven't had I don't think I had a problem on one of the test saves I did with this, because I had one going and then I installed all the mods and everything seemed to be fine. However, the mod dev said that it will break storages, just be aware of that. Start a brand new save and then install the mods, and I'll get into the mods in a second as to what you need to install. All right, so with that covered, this thing here, in order to get the Nomad, you have to be really heavily invested into intelligence. So let's get into that right now. So hitting tab, go to skills and intellect. And you'll first be wondering, where the heck are these perks? How do I get this Nomad thing going? Well, there are 2 pages. So you can click on this little arrow or use your middle mouse wheel on PC. And here is where the Nomad perks are. Advanced mechanic. So it says here, you're an even better mechanic than normal. You can craft some useful vehicle mods. So there's 5 perks for these, and they're gated by intellect and also perception as well as leveling. So let's go over that really quick here. So the first one here is novice mechanic, and above here it says that you can craft the Nomad vehicle, then the bedroll mod, light plating mod, land claim mod, basic entity detector mods for attachable vehicles. What do you want? Get away from me. All right, so let's go back in here. Now it takes intellect level 2, perception level 2, and player level 15. So you're not going to get this day 1. It's going to take you a bit. And the first level here is kind of doable. Perception is not a big deal, 1 point, because you already have 1. And in intellect, you have 1 point, so it's additional point. So it's only 2 levels that you're going to have to distribute points into intellect and perception, and then a third for, obviously, novice mechanic here. Now we have amateur mechanic. This is intellect 4, perception 3. So you're going to have to run, basically 2 character classes at the same time here. So it does put a burden on you. And it's going to take a while, especially if you're playing on tougher settings like warrior or higher, or whatever. So, but if you're playing on normal settings, and you increase the percentage of your experience gain, you could do some things to make it a little better. But let's say you're playing on normal settings, no changes to anything, it's going to take you a bit to get this. So we got intellect 4, perception 3 on the amateur mechanic, and then you can craft the workbench, campfire, and storage box mods for attachable vehicles. So now you're getting into a mobile base, the Nomad, right? The next one here is skilled mechanic, intellect 6, perception 4, and then you can craft the forge, medium armor plating, advanced entity detector mods for attachable vehicles. And I haven't really gotten into that yet, but I'll play with it a little bit and I'll show you what I can figure out here. Now, this particular right here, this amateur mechanic, that's when you're kind of mobile now. You can drive around a little bit, go to towns, but the skilled mechanic here, the forge, you really need the forge and the workbench. And I kind of wish that the amateur mechanic had the forge first and then the workbench second. And I think it should be the other way around, because that's how you unlock them in the skill trees. You know, when you get the books, the forged ahead books. So I think amateur mechanic should be forge, and then skilled is, you know, the workbench. But, you know, that's the way it is right now. Now we have a respected mechanic perk, intellect 8, perception 5, and a player level 50 requirement. Now you're getting into, you can craft the chemistry station, cement mixer, fuel generator. Now, you have to get fuel to get this thing up and running, obviously, by wrenching cars and looting in the beginning. But then you get a fuel generator. So when this thing is parked, it will, or if you're not moving, or when you're moving, I haven't tested it out yet. But yeah, it's free fuel. So you don't have to go do desert runs with this thing. It's kind of nice. Then we get bigger storage boxes and remote crafting mods for attachable vehicles. Oh, and I should mention here that under the amateur, I think I read over this, but it's storage box mods for attachable vehicles. We'll get into the storage in a second here. So now let's move down to the final one, the master mechanic. This is intellect 10, max, so you have to max this out. You can use an intellect mod, obviously, and then save yourself 3 points, basically, and craft these things. I think you can get away with that. So, you know, you can use the mods that they give you now to put it in your helmet, to grab a perk, do the crafting, and then leave intelligence at 9, saving 3 points, which is, you know, helpful for other things. So this one, you get heavy plating mod, then you get elite entity detector, remote access, and navigator mods for attachable vehicles. The navigator mod, I'm not entirely sure what that is, but maybe we can find out what that is. So that's the skill tree that you need to be concerned about. Now, there's these. I should have turned zombies off. There we go. I can do that later. All right. So let's take a look at the storage here. Press and hold E like any other vehicle. And, oh, I wanted to mention this too. Toggle park status. And you'll look down at the bottom. It says vehicle parking state is now true. So what that means is you have to park the vehicle in order to do crafting. Just be mindful of that. Here is the storage. Now, you'll notice I have a bunch of stuff here in my inventory. We'll go over that. So the vehicle storage, there's a slider bar right here. I don't know why they put this in the frickin' middle. I don't know who did this. It should be over here because it's so difficult to see this slider bar. So I don't know if the mod dev can move this slider bar over here, because I didn't know, oh, there's more storage. There's a slider bar here. So initially you have 240 slots for storage. That is insane. So that's really nice. Now we'll press and hold E here and go to open. This is the trunk, and here's where all the mods go in. So it's like a vehicle, just like, you know, the 4x4 motorcycle, whatever. So we have a vehicle storage mod, and this is the first one you get. Very easy to build. We'll look into that if I think I have time. So now we can go into here, storage. And what this does is it increase by, I think it's 24. So a total of 264 slots now. So if we go back into the trunk here, click on this, it says 24 slots. So it's 24 plus the I think it's 240. Yeah. So 264 total. And this is the next one here, and you only get 2. You can't stack them. So we have to take this one out, and this is 48 additional slots. So we plop that in. So really it's 24 on top of this one here. So 24, 48, additional 24. But a total of 48 extra slots for a total of 288 inventory slots in your storage. So the bar got a little bigger, or a little smaller. The bar got wider. This one got smaller, I guess you could say. So that's why this is where the Nomad starts to shine, is you just dump everything into the Nomad. Now, if you want to role play as a Nomad, there is the armor. We have the Nomad outfit, headgear, gloves, and all that good stuff, the boots. And so, yeah, you can put all your Nomad stuff on and hop in your Nomad vehicle, and you're basically moving around now. All right, let's open this up. We'll take the storage out. We don't need it in there right now. Let's cover these things really quick, and we'll put the campfire in. So this is the bedroll mod, land claim mod, and a vehicle mod campfire. So let's exit out of there. Press tab and go in your inventory crafting here and type in IDC, and you'll be able to filter out all the stuff. Pretty much, not, so there's going to be some crap in here that you don't want. And so you can get a good look at, what there is in this mod. Now, once you have your bedroll in there, I think it should, I don't know if it should show up with a land claim block on there, but I don't have all the skills unlocked. So it could be that's why it's not showing up, but we'll get that in a second. I'll give myself some skills so we can unlock everything. So let's go into here, workstations. So now you'll notice that we have here a campfire. So now we can do cooking on the go. Now you can't have things running while you're driving. You have to park the vehicle, like I said. Here, status, toggle park status. So right now it's false. And then we go true. So now we're parked and we can craft. So let's go back into here, open, and there's a dew collector. I'm not entirely sure how this works, but I assume, I haven't, ran this whole mod, like from start to finish yet. So this one here, it says filters the wastewater from the vehicle and makes it safe to drink, but may not taste the best. So my assumption is that it's murky water. So I'm going to leave this in here. Maybe we can figure it out. Oh, and by the way, this thing is a gas hog. 98% just driving from a little bit from, where I started to here. 2% gas gone. So fuel saver mods, I think, work in here, but it's going to take mod slots away from you here. But you have the vehicle mod fuel generator. And this is way later, like we saw in the crafting, or in the the skill tree there. So I don't know if this thing just runs. It says the vehicle will gain a speed increase. Okay, while moving, we get a speed increase. Oh, good. So it is a turbocharger. When in the parked state, the vehicle will slowly regenerate fuel. So the trick is, obviously park this in a town. You do your looting, all that good stuff. Okay, so there we go. We'll keep an eye on that, and we'll keep an eye on the septic filter here too. It doesn't say anything about you have to drive or have it parked. So my assumption is that it will just run all the time. Now let's go back into the trunk here, and we'll put these mods in. This is the forge, workbench, and chemistry station. Press and hold E, go to workstations, and there they are. So as you unlock these items through the skill tree there, you'll be able to do crafting here. Now, while I'm thinking about it here, there are schematics in the world. I'm not going to cover all these, but let's just read them here. So we had a turret trigger control schematic and a improved springs schematic, vehicle turret. Okay. And then we have a climate control, and see, this goes, protects occupants from weather effects while in the vehicle. Now, the weather systems are kind of not, once you put armor on, you're okay, but they will change that in later versions on I think the roadmap has clothing coming back. They took it out to get the armor sets in, and they're going to be putting it back in. So then we have reduced turret horizontal and vertical spread. Yes, there is a turret on the thing, on this thing. Radiated zombies, there you go. Answer for those. And then we have a dismemberment And then this one here slows enemies hit by the turret. It's a slowdown. Looks like nitrous oxide or something like that. So the turret is right there. It's not working right now. And also, when you install the mods, they are up top here. Look at this. We got the gas thing. Ha! That's cool. Here's the chemistry station. And here is the forge right there. And it doesn't show, these blue barrels were already on here, so not all of the things are shown here. So let's go back in and open this up. And this is the plating. So let's go ahead and put this one on. And you'll notice that it has wood on the windows there. And on the side here, they've got some metal there. That's pretty cool. And then we'll go back in. We'll pull that out. And we'll put the green one in. This is the medium now. And the wheels are now covered. And there's more plating on the front window here. You see there's a fence grating or something like that on there. This window is plated up. And then we'll go back in. We'll pull that one out. Put the red one in. And now we have armor plating up here on the more windows, I think. So there you go. That's pretty cool. All right. We'll go back into there. And we'll leave the thing. Well, I'll pull it out. And now we have these vehicle mod basic threat detectors. I'm going to put the red one in. I'm not entirely sure how this works. Elite threat detection can detect all types of zombies. And I think, let's see, this is, oh, these are other mods here. Turret limb shredder, head dismemberment on there. Oh, this is the freeze one. So you can see that now. If you want to run certain mods, you're going to have to be selective as to what you're putting in here. So, you know, if you're not crafting anything, well, you can pull everything out that's crafting and put it in the vehicle storage, pull it out, you know, and put it back in. So, you know, you're going to have to retool for different scenarios. So it's limited, you know, it's a good thing, you know, I mean, you don't want to have, it would be too OP if you could just chuck everything in there all at once. Let's get this going here. So we have a vehicle storage remote. So actually, let me go into here, grab the wood. With this thing in your hand, press and hold E to interact. Oh, we got to go into here, and we need this thing, remote storage access mod. So this thing here has to be in the vehicle. It must be loaded for this to work. So there you go. And then we have this thing here. It's kind of a cool, looks like a, you know, a device here, like a radio device or whatever, very high tech. And so what we do is we right click, and then it opens the vehicle storage here. And you have to be within the chunk. And I don't know how to tell what chunks you're in, you know, and whatever. I mean, if it doesn't work, you know you're not in there. Oh, look at this calf. That's kind of cool. So what you can do is run over. I mean, you could be pretty far from it. So let's say you're in a POI, right? And, you know, obviously this is late game here. Hit right click, and I can store things while I'm in the POI looting and clear my inventory. I can also grab ammo from here and all that. So it is OP for, I think this feature is pretty overpowered, but it's fun. I love it. So now we'll press hold E, go in, and this one, what is this thing here? This is a turret limb shredder. Okay, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's there. I think that color needs to be a little different because of the gray background. So this one here is the remote crafting. Now, it's not crafting while you're walking around. What this means is that you can go into your workstations and then access the wood. As you can see here, it says 5990 here, and I have a wood door. So I can craft the wood door. What happens is it goes into the output here of the workbench. If you exit out, then you can go to your little thing here, hit right click, and then you can store everything into here. Let's go like that. There we go. Went the wrong way. We'll put this stuff in here too. So you're still going to have to do interactive stuff, but the remote crafting means that it's going to access the storage, and I think it's within this, you know, the RV. So if I put a storage down, we can test it out here. Oh, another thing too, I should mention bind remote. So I have it in my hand, remote bound to vehicle. I think I did this already before I started here. And so, yeah, I forgot. I'm glad I saw that. You want this vehicle storage remote in your hand like this, selected, and then you bind remote. So now you have this remote connected to the RV or the Nomad. All right, I got storage here with the wood inside, and I'm going to hit right click, and it doesn't, yeah, it's only the vehicle storage there. Now let's try out a workstation here, and let's go door, and you'll see, yeah, it doesn't interact with the storage outside of the vehicle. So we have to go in there and then put this stuff in here. So we can right click actually and just toss it on in. So yeah, it's only the storage inside the vehicle. And that's fine too, because it's supposed to be a nomadic, situation here. Now you'll notice the gasoline is now 100%. So it regenerated the gas. That is amazing. I love it. So let me get a workstation here, and I'll showcase what you need to basically craft this thing, the Nomad here. All right, here is the workstation. I'm going to type in, oh, you know what? I got to get perks. So I got to give myself points and unlock all of this stuff so we can take a look at the recipes. All right, I'm going to give myself my perception here. And then we'll go into intellect here. And we'll go ahead and give ourselves points. Scroll down, advanced mechanic. Kaboom. Now let's go to our workbench here. Now I'm going to type Nomad to filter everything out. And here is the Nomad. Let's take a look at that first. And you'll see that it requires 4 wheels, 1 chassis or chassis, and 2 Nomad accessories. So I got caught on that. I'm like, oh, I need 2. So just remember, 2 accessories, 2 engines, and 2 lead car batteries. And this is what makes it really tough to get in the beginning as well. You could be looting like crazy. You could loot a whole town, and you may not find enough engines and batteries to make this thing. So you're hoping for that wrench to wrench some cars. Now the chassis, you only need 1 of. Here is what's involved in building that. Forged iron 250. So obviously get your forge up and running quick. You need, I think, 2 books forged ahead, and then you can make this, make the iron, forged iron. Now mechanical parts and electrical parts are, unless you're looting like a fool. Now I think electrical parts are easier to find than mechanicals. The duct tape is easy, obviously, and the leather because it's glue, cloth, and then leather is just scrapping those office chairs down. But mechanical parts are tougher to get in the game. From what I've found, once you get the wrench, or let's say you get an extra motor or engine, I should say. Let's say you get 3 engines just by chance. Scrap one of your engines and you'll have plenty of mechanical parts. But you need to make your workbench first in order to make this thing. So you need 20 for that, and then you need 20 for the chassis alone. Now the accessories double this. So you need 40, 16, 100, 8, and 32 additional mechanical parts. So all that stuff doubled. 20. The headlight is 16, obviously. So yeah, you're going to be looting a lot. I mean, obviously you're going to be out there doing quests and things, finding materials. So my suggestion is focus on getting your a crafting base, temporary crafting base up and running. Then work towards your Nomad, but you want to get your forge, do collector forge, workbench, then start collecting materials for this guy here, the Nomad. And then once you get of course you got to worry about your armor. If you're playing on difficult settings, you really got to focus on your attack and defense. Make sure you build your character up so you don't get, smacked by a zombie dead. So one of the other things that I wanted to mention here is the sheer size of this thing. And a strategy that I think I was going to try to employ here is that, you know, you get into a town, and you know how these roads are in 7 Days to Die. They're all goofed up, you know, they're all curving around and stuff. And some of them dead end. I don't understand. Oh, they've got these punch downs. You know, they create the POI with the roads attached to it. And what I think that, I don't know. I mean, I understand they got all these different POIs and stuff, so it's really tough. But you'll be driving down a road and it'll dead end. So good luck trying to navigate with the Nomad. You know, oh, watch this. We'll take this out. It's 1%, 97. I must have hit something. I don't remember what I hit. So, yeah, the roads will dead end, you know, and you have to take the turns wide, you know, so you have to take a wide turn. Oops, I don't know what I took out there. And so my suggestion is to, you know, drive into a town, and you could maybe put this centrally located in the town somewhere and get your remote thing. So let's go on in here. So you're in, you know, looting or whatever, and your inventory's full. So you can go over here. Let's say, well, let's go over here. You know, oh, here's this building over here. Let's loot this sucker. Hit right click and boom, there's my inventory, right? And a zombie. So let's get away from her. You know, I can go into God mode and just fly out of here. So I'm still able to access the inventory here. Let's go all the way out. So yeah, I don't, you know, obviously you don't know if you're on the edge of a chunk or not. Oh, look, unable to open vehicle. It's likely, it is likely unloaded. Oh, weird. Let's try to get closer. So my point here is that you might want to have, obviously you want to have a bicycle, mini bike, motorcycle, whatever, 4x4 in your truck. Oh, there it is now. Okay, we reconnected now. So yeah, I don't know how big the chunks are. If anybody knows what the chunk sizes are and how that works, let me know in the comment section below. So let's talk about the mods that you have to download for this. Oh, and I also wanted to give a shout out to Kane. He is the developer for Darkness Falls, and he's doing a playthrough on this right now. I'll flash up his channel, so if you want to go over there and give him a follow and see what he's up to, go ahead and do that. Next is I Don't Care. He's got a YouTube channel with one video, and it's the Nomad. I don't know if he's doing voiceover stuff on it or not, or he's just showing it off. So if you want to go over there, give him a follow, you know, feel free. And that's on YouTube. And then the mods. Let's talk about the mods. The first thing you'll need is the Nomad. Now you can go onto the Nexus and manually download the mods and install them yourself. I will probably do a tutorial on that. Also, I highly recommend using the Nexus and the Vortex mod, or the app. And what happens is it will let you know if the mods have been updated. If you manually download, you have to also check to see if the version changed and update your mods accordingly. The next two mods you need for the Nomad to work, one is Quartz and the other is Core. And I'll flash those up on the screen so you have a visual of them. Just go to the Nexus, search them up, download them, whether you do it with a mod manager or not. Download them. If you do manual, you have to unzip them, obviously, and then pull the nested file folder out and copy that into your mods folder for 7 Days to Die. I'm running on Steam, so there's a mods folder already there. You just put them in, and you're good to go. If you don't have all three, you'll have problems. You won't be able to do anything. So that should cover the Nomad. I hope you enjoy this thing as much as I am. And again, just keep in mind that this is a pretty tough late game investment. You can get the Nomad by, I think I was doing some test saves with this thing, and I had the Nomad, I think, day 7, somewhere around there. It depends on the looting table and how it's set up for your save. If you get lucky and you get the materials quick, obviously you can get it up and running, but it's hinging on that wrench, getting the wrench. And then once you get the wrench, you can start to wrench cars, and then you could build this thing. But, you got to focus on your character build as well. So, boy, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope this helps. I'll see you later. Peace out.